Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show, and thanks for tuning in. You're watching Seeing the Unseen with your host, Christopher LaPrath. My name's Kenan, his son and the producer of the show. Tonight, we've got an interesting title. It's Is That You, Casper? But Chris will get into that later on here. So, for anybody who might be joining us out there for the first time, whichever platform you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, just be sure to say something in the chat so we know that you're here. And then oh geez, no sound. Well, it looks like I've got sound, so I'm gonna go ahead and proceed as if everyone can hear me. Oh, okay. Thanks, Dory. So the first time is always free for anyone who might be joining us for the first time. Just say something so we know you're here. And going forward, it's just $10 per reading, or you can cover the entire month for $100. Now, with more to say on tonight's title and everybody's readings, here's Christopher. Thanks for watching.
Hey, thank you all very, very much. Great blessings to you. I light the incense for you. To clear away any energy that is no longer yours or that really doesn't really benefit you to your best and highest. So here's to lighting that incense. Here's to clearing that energy, because you don't know what you don't know. So this helps to clear away what you don't know. Okay? And to help you see the unseen. And that's really the title of tonight's show, Is That You, Casper? And maybe you'll remember the movie from 1995 called Casper, the Friendly Ghost. If not, you may have raised with the comic book, which I read when I was a kid. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is many times we are very, very conditioned people. We see what we want to see. We don't know what we don't know. And so then we become comfortable and realize that we live in a dynamic universe where anything can and does happen. So I wanted to talk just about one aspect of this. If you remember from the movie, Casper didn't remember who he was necessarily. He and that's very very true of people sometimes when they die violently. Their soul can split into three parts. The part that they have memories and they have emotion, but they have absolutely no reasoning power. So they don't know that they're dead, and they can't figure it out. Think about living life with absolutely no reasoning power. Have you ever tried to reason with a 2-year-old that they have to eat their vegetables because it builds nutrients in the body? It helps them to grow? No. It's like that. And if you can imagine, many times when the show first started, I did this show in a studio. And that's why I'm so grateful to be able to do it from home. And I paid quite a bit of money to do this in a studio. But the studio had a Casper. It had a spirit that had been there for probably over 100 years. But not in the building. The building wasn't 100 years old. But if you've ever seen that movie, The Sixth Sense, and the little kid tells Bruce Willis, ghosts only see what they want to see. It's the same thing. We only see what we want to see. So this particular spirit was walking back and forth through maybe what had been his house. And that's what he was seeing over and over again. But he couldn't figure it out. So he had memory and emotions. He remembered his house, and he could actually construct it in his mind where he was walking back and forth over this one place. Some people saw him, other people felt him, but he was definitely there. So we did a ceremony and said, listen, you are dead. You've not made any progress for how many of your years you've been here. And I'm going to get into that in a moment with time. Because that's another mind-bending reality that bends our reality or expands our reality. But what we talk about here on the show, like the other day when I was reading for that woman that I told you about, where all these spirits, and now these were spirits that weren't separated. They had their memory and the emotions. They knew they were passed on. They were governed by their higher self. They came through, and they were thanking this woman for the pumpkins that she turned. I told you this last night, where she was leaving pumpkins at the cemetery for all her loved ones. She would go and buy dozens and dozens of pumpkins. Anyway, my point is you may not have the ability to see spirits, but you can feel them, or you may be aware of the results, maybe where you're not sleeping, or you just feel uncomfortable. You may feel like you're being watched. That is a very good indication. All of you have different gifts in different ways, but in no uncertain terms, let these spirits know that they are no longer here on this plane, that they're not being empowered, they're not in their power, and to move to a place now where other spirits will help them. And once you talk to them, they will go away. So that's one of the things that I wanted to share with you tonight. It's one of the big things in my book. It's one of the big things in the movie that Scott Ambrosi and I are writing. And again, Scott's on the show, so thank you, Scott, for all the work you put into it. You all are going to love it. So, if you feel uncomfortable when you're by yourself, or you go into, for instance, I very seldom go into a bar, because many times those spirits are hanging out with the spirits, if you know what I mean. Or like I told you before, hospitals, graveyards, that type of thing. But move them on. You absolutely do not need that energy around you at all. So move them on. Okay. The group card tonight deals with another subject. This is moment to moment. And I love this card because this gentleman, if you look closely, there are buildings around him. There's like a city around him. There's a market. But he is absolutely in the moment. This is very symbolic of letting go of expectations, letting go of ambitions, and building a name for yourself, and going for I'm not talking about goals, but it's being distracted from being in the moment. This is about you being available to what comes your way. If you're not available, if you're not in the moment, then you can miss what comes your way. If your mind is always, I've got to do this, and you're in your mind all the time, you miss what's actually coming to you. His whole being, this guy's whole being, is tied up in the reality of here, in the reality of the now. And that's what this is about. And so welcome the challenges. Welcome the challenges when someone may point out, like your friendly neighborhood psychic, that something is amiss and you're not in the now. I'll give you an example. I read for a woman years ago. She came in, and the first thing that came up was her daughter needed to go back to her teachers. Her daughter was in a master's program. And the daughter needed to go back to the instructors, to the professors, and challenge them and have them regrade her exam because she actually did pass. Well, the mother went right home. The next week, the daughter and mother come in. And the daughter is so grateful because I'd saved her months and months and months and months of more schooling and thousands upon thousands of dollars. So they booked a private session with me. Hoy boy, hoy. So the mother comes in, and she's like just angry and crying, and her husband had left her and had left her with nothing, and she had been struggling. And I go, oh my gosh, how long did that happen? She goes, 15 years ago. I went, what? She was completely pulled out by her anger and by her ambition and by her, it had been going on for 15 years. And when I pointed that out, I never heard from them again. They got angry at me. And so this is being open to going, here's how to stay in the moment more. Because there's huge, huge benefit in it. Be available to what comes your way is one of them. In staying in the moment, staying out of your ambition, staying out of trying to force things. Okay, great group card. Who do we have on first?
You're gonna do Abby and Marilyn first?
Yeah, we're going to do Abby and Marilyn. Now, Abby and Marilyn are going to watch this tomorrow, but they're out camping. So I'm going to pull a card for them first. So this is for Marilyn and Abby. This is called the Advocate card. You can't fix stupid. You just cannot. So many people don't have the doorknobs. They don't have the neural pathways in their brain for higher reasoning. And so when you go to argue with them or even to try to state your point, they don't have anywhere to hang that. They don't have anywhere to put it. They literally have no doorknobs. Think of your room full of doorknobs that you hang your clothes on, right? And the more doorknobs you have, the better you are. Because you have more ability to hang new ideas on. But most people don't have that. So this is knowing when to advocate, when to be an advocate and step up, and when to save your breath. So Abby and Marilyn, this is about when to save your breath. Also, if you say something and it could be absolutely correct. If you say something to somebody that has no doorknobs, it can inflate them. It can anger them. They can explode. That's not helping humanity. It's absolutely not helping humanity. Many of the masters in the East, if you come to them with no doorknobs, they won't see you. because they just know it's a waste of time. Okay? So everyone on the show, save your breath. Be aware of who you're talking to and how many doorknobs they have. Okay. I love this. This is great. This is good reminder for all of us. Okay, and Abby. That was then, this is now. So I wanted to share this with you because it goes along with the reality of time and what actually is now. Like in that card that was for the moment to moment, this is the cognition or being aware of being in the now. But your now may not be the same as someone else's now. Let me explain this. The faster you travel, the slower you experience time. The faster you travel, the slower you experience time. Here's some of the experiments they've done with this. They used 2 atomic clocks set at exactly the same time. One clock stayed on the Earth. Another clock they put into a plane that flew around the Earth in conjunction with the rotation of the Earth. After the airplane had flown around the world, scientists compared the 2 clocks. The clock on the fast-moving airplane was behind the clock on the ground. So the airplane was traveling faster, the slower they experienced time. So this is your now. Be aware of it and be free of even posting controversial things on Facebook can inflate people. Even the most simple things can inflate people. And what they end up doing is then directing negative energy at you. Even though they may never have known you or met you, they can still direct that negative energy. And you don't want to be, you want to be free of stoking anyone's flames. Okay. What's that? Jeff Reynolds? Okay. Hey, Jeff, thanks for being on the show. Appreciate you very much. So what I do, as you know, I just shuffle through. Oh, there's a card that fell out. So Jeff, you're being asked to step up and use your charisma. You're one of the most charismatic people I have ever met. If you got it, buddy, flaunt it. This is your gift. So this is the gift of gab. Use your charisma in anywhere that it's and anywhere that it's not okay for you to get what you want. Can you release that now and go, it is absolutely safe and okay for me to get what I want now. Use your charisma. Use your gifts. If I had this gift and I just stayed at home over the last 30 years, I wouldn't have been able to help literally thousands of people. Use your gift of charisma. And it's how Spirit is directing you. It is how Spirit is. It's a gift of Spirit. So use that, and then are you willing to let go of the need to help everybody? Oy. It's okay to help a couple people. Help yourself first. Oxygen mask on Jeff first. Okay, who's next? Okay, Mindy. Oh, Mindy, you're going to make me say this word. Femininity. Femininity. There you go. Femininity. This is the creative side of you. And knowing that you're complete and whole within who you are. And are you willing to let go of any judgment put upon you by a man or by society? Because much of our society is a patriarchal society. And this is you fully, and for any women on the program, this is you fully stepping into your femininity. Letting go of all the judgments of a patriarchal society or a patriarchal family. And your mother's around. Thelma's around. And she's bringing your grandmother, her mother. She's bringing the grandmothers. They're bestowing upon you a gift. Are you willing to welcome that fully? I'll call you later. Okay.
Very good. Next is Ashley on Facebook.
Hey, Ashley. Thank you for being here. You've actually got a couple cards that fell out, Ashley. It's called the Dominance card and the Intelligence card. So if I have permission to move some of this energy away around you, around it's from this being made fun of or being put down or releasing the fear of this is school. This is like grade school where you gave an answer and you were made fun of. And it's like energies can become like entities. And it's letting go, absolutely releasing this energy around mocking or being made fun of, because you're really intelligent. Like, because the second card is intelligence, but this dominance has been people make themselves appear smarter than they actually are. They'll even work for titles. You know, for years I worked for a university as a doctoral advisor. And honestly, there were some people, not all of them, some of the doctors were really, really good. But some of them, I actually didn't know how they crossed the street by themselves. This is letting go, actually, of replaying of any of those words or that feeling that you got from other girls who were absolutely lost in themselves. Not only did they not have any doorknobs, they just didn't have any, they were on survival so much themselves. So release all of that and know how intelligent you are. You're really good at words. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you were good at like crossword puzzles or finding, those where you find words and all the letters. This is focus, and actually focus. Stay in the now. Be free of going into the past and that mocking that went on, or the downgrading of your intelligence. Stay in the now. That was then, this is now. Okay.
Doreen's on.
Doreen, okay, great. Grant's on. Grant. Okay. Doreen. This is called the High Priestess. Anywhere where you're waiting for someone else, do it yourself. Like, you have the power to create and to follow through and to carry through with it what it is that you're creating. Call all of your energy back. Just take a day or two now to call your energy back to you and reevaluate what it is that you want. Okay. Who's next?
Perfect. Marilyn Pitts.
Okay. Hey, Marilyn. Thanks so much for being here. This is motherhood, Marilyn. For us, if we're older parents, I can look back on, the day Kenan was born and not realize all the lessons that he was going to teach me. Me going in thinking, yeah, I'm the teacher. He actually was an incredible teacher for me in what I needed to learn, or what I came to the earth this time to fulfill. So your children this time around were your parents before, or your grandparents before, or your children 20 lifetimes ago, or they were your cousins 40 lifetimes ago. We all play these different roles in order to get the lessons that we've learned. But absolutely, in no uncertain terms, Marilyn, know you are a great mother. This is Spirit acknowledging how great of a mother you are. And eventually, hopefully, the children develop the doorknobs to start hanging higher thinking on. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, they begin to figure things out. And it took us many, many years to start figuring things out, or understanding what our parents went through, and realizing, wait a minute, that was their lessons, now this is my lesson. Okay? So you're a great mother, and this is a great reminder of that.
It's your cousin Lana's next.
Lana?
Yeah.
Okay, hey Lanny. All right. Well, my dear Lana, There's more money coming in from your perception. But it's not just money. It is insightfulness. So you don't wear really, really expensive jewelry at midnight walking in a bad part of town. You're not flaunting that. But you do keep money. I'm using this metaphorically. You keep money in a purse, hidden, and you kind of just average. But when people really need it, that's when you pull out the gold coin. There's this ability of perception, knowing, never worrying about what to say to a person, but knowing that that gold coin is going to come out of the purse, and you're going to be helping a lot more. There's a lot more, I will call them deserving people, or people that are ready. Let's put it that way. People that are ready, that are coming into your field to where you're going to be helping them more. And you're very, very discerning energetically when it comes to that and how you perceive things. It's the Star of David. I don't know why the Star of David is coming through, or why the Star of David's so symbolic or meaningful to you. It's like this golden halo that you have above you. Okay, who's next?
Very good. It's Scott Ambrosi.
Scott? Okay. Okay, Ambrosi. Here we go. Good stuff. We submit the script tonight. So it's going into a contest for the Sholo Film Festival, which is in Sholo, Arizona in October. So we're going. This is bringing it all in now, Scott. Staying out of figuring out how it's going to work out, but know that it's all going to work out in the power of the now. This is the great mystery. This is you. This is you going to a murder dinner theater. And when you walk in, you may be even dressing up in the 30s and 40s. And part of the fun is not knowing who the murderer is, but playing the game. This is more game playing for you, doing more what is fun for you. And the money will be there. The money, the opportunities will be there. Put yourself out there, just like this person is standing out under the stars, exposed to the universe. Allow the universe, stay in the now, because that brings these things to you, and allow them to come to you. Okay.
Hannah's next.
Hannah? Okay. Okay, Hannah. When there's tragedy or a sad thing happens, other people can use it to make it about themselves rather than the event or the other person that passed. Stay out of that drama. Once somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time, okay? And I don't mean people that make mistakes. I'm talking about when somebody shows you who they are. Be free of going back to them. Oh, no, you know, I've changed. But for the past 10 years, they've kind of repeated the same behavior. This is where this is playing more. Absolutely, your aunt is telling you, go, Hannah, play more, play now. You don't need to come to my memorial, my funeral. You took care of me when I was here. That's what mattered. Go play.
Teresa and Mason are on.
Who?
Teresa and Mason both are on.
Teresa and Mason. Okay. Great. And we got Gio and Kat, right?
Later on, yeah.
Okay.
I know about Casper, with Jared.
Okay. Okay, Teresa. You got money. And you know what would be fun for you, Mason, is to start collecting coins. Like old coins, foreign coins. It'd be really great for you. Okay? And then also, Teresa, you've got connections. You've got not just business connections. And I'm so glad you came on, because this is dealing with Scott Ambrosi too, and all of us that are on the show. This is building your neural connections, your brain power, your business connections, your relationship connections, and strengthening them, that they in return feed you in kind. It's not going to be one way. This is about strengthening your connections. like a 5G network doesn't just go one way, right? The people on the other end can't just hear you. You can hear them. Every bit is strong. This is more of an equanimity coming back to you in all areas. And I want to bless everybody on the show tonight with that equanimity, that connection, and the connections we're building and continuing to build, not just on the planet, but these spiritual connections, these spiritual beings that are around us. Pay attention to them. Okay, who's next?
Great. You got Edna, Diane, and then neighbor Greg and Kylie, or Kylie and Greg.
Okay, so Edna and Diane.
Right.
Awesome. And Kylie and Greg are new?
Yeah, and
Oh.
you did the card for Teresa and Mason.
What's that?
You did the card for
Yeah. And welcome, Greg and Teresa. Awesome.
Kylie, sorry.
Kylie and Greg.
Greg.
Okay. Welcome, Kylie and Greg. Thanks. Thank you for being here. Everybody welcome the new ones. So Diane, oh my God, it's such a beautiful day. Oh, it's probably going to rain. Oh my God, the grass is green. Oh, you know that patch is dying over there. This is... Your time of mourning is gone. It's gone. That's all I'm going to say. It's gone. It's good. There's a time to mourn, but it's like that woman that I was telling about earlier that I read for, where she was complaining about how mean her husband was, and he left her and blah, blah, blah. And I go, oh my gosh, you know, this happened just a few weeks ago? No, 15 years ago. And she's still like in that loop. Oy vey. Okay, Edna. Nothing a little kayaking, dear, won't cure. Being by or on or near the water is really good for you, Edna. It builds your psychic ability. There's something with you with scrying. Can you look up scrying? Do you mind? I don't. There's something specifically with scrying, Edna. Scrying, scrying. When you peer into water, so I use cards. Some people use crystal balls. You can use water. I know this sounds really odd. And be free of letting anyone tell you that you're wrong. This is you trusting yourself. Just like you know how much water to drink, right? You can't have somebody telling you, "Oh, Edna, you're drinking too little water. Oh, Edna, you're drinking too much water." No, you know how much water you know when you're thirsty. Oh, you're not thirsty now. You don't let anybody tell that to you. No, you know you're thirsty. It's the same thing with being told you're wrong or not right about something. Yeah. Let that go. This is about your ability to see. You got it, girl. Okay. So scrying is known by various names, seeing or peeping. You're not a peeper, Edna. I'm not saying that, okay? But it's the practice of looking into a suitable medium in the hope of detecting significant messages or visions. The objective might be personal guidance, prophecy, revelation, or inspiration. But down the ages, scrying in various forms has also been a means of divination or fortune telling. It means it's popular in circles, discussed in the media, both modern and centuries old. Okay. Now we've got Greg and Kylie. Okay, Greg. Greg and Kylie. I'm going to switch decks. I just felt like it, so. I've heard really good things about you, Greg and Kylie, being great neighbors of Edna. Up in northern Idaho, everybody. So, if you haven't gathered, we're all on the show. We're all from all over the United States. So, Kylie, we'll pull a card for you first. And as we do, we shuffle through. We've got this beautiful card about deep, quiet meditation and stillness. Okay, you know how when you're trying to take a nap or you're trying to sleep in the morning and a cat constantly tries to wake you up and all you want to do is sleep? Put a bowl of salt under your bed, Kylie. You're very sensitive. A bowl of salt is a very high vibration. It will keep lower vibrations away from you, number one. Number two is you don't have to, you know how people are the brunt end of bad jokes? Are you willing to let go of being the brunt end of over-talkative, invasive people? Oh gosh, look at the time, I've got to go. Oh, you know what, that's just not my policy. It's okay for you to say no. It's okay for you to say, oh gosh, look at the time, I've got to go. It's okay for you to say, it's not my policy, I've got to run. Get out of there. You don't have to. They're invading your energy too much. These people they're like cats that are trying to constantly bother you. So I'm not telling you to get rid of your cat. I'm telling you to close the bedroom door. If you get my meaning. because it's not just the words that they're saying, it's the energy that is on them, and you're way too sensitive. Okay. So shut the bedroom door on those people. Okay. So Kylie says, "Oh my God, was working on this today, saying yes to clearing." So the fact that Kylie, that it came up in the reading is showing that Spirit's working with you to do this. Okay, very good.
Greg is his last.
Yeah, and I'll do Greg next. Okay. So, Greg, you've got an opportunity coming your way. And it's so funny. This is the caterpillar. So the thing with this, Greg, is you're a really good guy. So I live in Phoenix. And Ken and I were talking about this because we bought these new sandals that are called Earth Runners. They're amazing, like really amazing. But you don't go in the desert with them. We have these cactus called the jumping cholla, and the slightest brush, they're just on you. You have an energy, Greg. You're like a pair of flannel jeans in a cholla forest. You're a really good guy. But can you start wearing chaps? Because cholla don't stick to chaps. You're a really good chap, but put a roll of salt at your front door, your garage door, your back door, and when you put that salt out, you say, as you enter the house, nothing and no one enters my house unless it's for my highest good. So if you have any cholla on you, any of these entities or any of these energies, this is partly what Kylie's feeling. It's not that you're intentionally bringing them home because you're a good guy, but I would absolutely love to give you like a full reading. You're very gifted as well as Kylie, but you're are you willing to let go of the need to be nice? Because the need to be nice is like wearing the flannel pajamas in a cholla forest, where people have taken advantage of you or invaded your energy. And can you return that to sender right now? Thank you. I'll help you do that. Okay. This is going to open up, then that's going to clear the energy field to bring in a greater opportunity for you. Big time.
John is on. John Clapper.
Okay, John. What's that? John? Okay, here we go, John. There you go, John. There's your cowboy boots and your cowboy hat. John's in Wyoming, everybody. Selling amazing land. If you all need land in Wyoming, in a town called Thermopolis, that's a hot springs and the most, just a beautifully, incredibly beautiful place. John's in Wyoming. So I think some of you women would relate to this, where you've seen women go into beauty shops and go, I just need a new look. Can you just give me a new look? And so they allow the hairdresser to give them a new look. And then they're really mad. But actually, the looks really good on them. They're actually wanting to change, but not really wanting to change. So this is not apologizing. Think of some of the greatest designers in the world. Leonardo da Vinci. Why wasn't that painting purple? Why did you do it red? They're like John Wayne toilet paper. They don't take the crap off of nobody. So this is you being like John Wayne toilet paper. People want change, you tell them the change that they need to make. If they don't act on it and actually use that to get mad at you, put up the energy barriers. They're just trying to mess with you. Again, John, you're in the real estate market, but there's something that's coming along that is different. So this is similar to Greg's card about an opportunity, but be aware and be open to change. Okay.
Giles is next.
Who?
Giles.
Giles? Okay, hey Giles. Thanks for being here.
You missed last night. I don't know if you were doing that first one.
Okay. Yeah, you missed last night, Giles, so we'll pull a couple cards for you. So Dee is talking to you, and she wants you to go out and look at the clouds. Not necessarily right now, but I don't know if there's something with clouds, and look at her paintings. And she's talking to you in pictures. She's actually pretty funny, Giles. Like when you're out, look up and look at some clouds and see what you see. She's showing you pictures in the clouds. And then keep a diary of this. Or light some incense or light a candle and watch the smoke. It will help calm your mind. And she's there. It's like it's calming your mind so you actually see her, and it's not your imagination that you're seeing these pictures in the clouds, even in the paintings that she did.
Laura, she says she has a cold and keeps a little extra healing.
Who did?
Laurel. Yeah.
Laurel. Okay, my dear Laurel. So, colds are about releasing. You're releasing what no longer serves you. Physiologically. Sometimes these emotions get trapped physiologically in your system. And what was the cactus juice I was telling you about? That it wasn't coconut water, it was it cactus juice?
Yeah.
Laurel, get on Amazon. I highly recommend ordering cactus juice. I'm serious. Like, I was reading about this yesterday, and then the cactus card comes up. It has to do with resourcefulness, and It's cactus water. They now have developed this cactus water that is amazing. So try it and let me know how you like it, because then I'll try it. Listen, you're branching out. There are opportunities coming to you. So, you know, the saguaro cactus that are here in Arizona, when they get to be about 100 years old is when they start growing their second arm. Now, or they can grow 3 or 4 arms after that 100 years. You have you're branching out now. You are of the level where, again, this opportunity is coming around. Since I pulled that card for Greg, there are more opportunities coming around for you. That will bring in a lot more money. And it will be from the unlikeliest source. Okay. Who's next?
Tiffany Lundeen.
Hey, Tiffany. Thank you, my dear, for being here. I love this card, Tiff. It is about transmuting pain. So I don't recommend products, but I would recommend getting a grounding mat. You can actually put it underneath your sheets, or your, what do they call that? What's underneath the sheets? The pad. Like you can put it underneath your pad, but it grounds you. You can actually get grounding pillowcases. And start using wild orange. To lighten your soul. That will help tremendously. Give me just a minute. I saw something here that's making me think of this, so I have to check it. This is allowing life to love you. You give and you give and you give, and people think that there's more happiness in giving, but think of those on the outside that want to give to you. That is giving them an opportunity to give them happiness, is allowing them to give to you. Because the pain can be sometimes unbearable and inconceivable and indescribable. And knowing that everything has value, even the hardest of things that we've gone through, even the hardest of things that we're going to go through, everything has a value. We came to this earth to get certain lessons, and you're doing so well, Tiffany. Give yourself some credit here. You've been feeling your daughter more. Because when you transmute the pain, it opens up this incredible gift for you where you're feeling and knowing that she's there. You know, it's like, you know, sometimes people like when they'll pass, they'll leave pennies or coins for their loved ones. She's talking about bugs. And you seeing bugs and knowing that it's her. I don't know if you called her bug or at times she would really bug you, but it's her play on words. I love this. It's beautiful. And she wants to give you huge kudos for doing so well these past few years. Also consider maybe a new hairstyle. She's funny. Okay, who's next?
It's Jared and Kat and Molly last.
Jared and Kat. Okay, thanks, Jared. Thanks, Kat, for being here. Okay, Jared, netcaster. Your preparations come to fruition, dude. This is you casting the nets, you taking all the time to lay them out perfectly so that when they're cast, they cast out perfectly. And this is about pulling them in. This is about you reaping the benefits, trusting, knowing, staying in the present. What's the frequencies, Kenan? We listen. It's 528, right? Mm-hmm. So, in the background at your office, or even, Kat, when you're listening, if you have earphones, listen to like 528 frequencies. There are certain frequencies that the human, and I'm not going to go into them right now. Maybe we can do a show on them Wednesday. But there are certain frequencies that are really important and can help us. So you can just Google best frequencies for the human. But Jared, this is something about piping into your music at the doctor's office. It's going to bring in more money. And you're going to be able to help more people. Okay. All right, Kat, here we go. Yeah. Guys, you're doing all the right things. So you've got Jared, you've got this netcaster that your preparations come to fruition. And thank you for being here, because these cards are for all of us. This is the overwhelm and plenty. This is being free of being overwhelmed by the plenty. I think I told you a few times when I went to the Italian family's house for dinner, and they served these noodles. They were like potato stuffed noodles. And I thought that was all for dinner. I didn't realize they had a 7 more course dinner, and I couldn't eat another bite, and they were really offended. This is pacing yourself, Kat and Jared. This is blessing. There's so many blessings now coming in. Focus on them. Focus on them and accept them for yourself. Free of the need to share. It's okay to share, but free of the need to share, you don't need to share. I think you got that. Okay, and Molly?
Yep.
Okay, here we go, Molly. Okay. So, Molly, this is about new friends coming in that are not part of your old group because you're growing past them. You're growing beyond them, which is fine. Be free of allowing them to pull you back down to their level of thinking. I mean, you've never really been at their level of thinking, but sometimes we all try to fit in because we want to fit in, but this is going out and joining doing something, I don't know, like what's that speech thing, Kenny, you were looking at the group thing?
Scrying?
No, the like when you join the group, Molly, and you get up and you Toastmasters.
Yeah.
It's, I'm not saying it's Toastmasters, but it's joining a group kind of like that are around your interests. Will expand your thinking, expand your reality. That's what's really good for you to do. And then getting your own land. Okay, who's next?
Last tonight is going to be this Reed Dallas.
Reed Dallas, okay. Thank you, Reed. Yeah, we didn't pull a card for you last night, Reed, because we thought you were not on the show or because you were having trouble hearing us. So I apologize, but we'll definitely pull a card for you right now. Thank you. So what I do for the new people on the show is Ree, the reason it's important for you to forgive this person, two people, is it's doing more damage to you than it is to them. It's not benefiting them. And yes, legitimately, they did you, it wasn't right. But not forgiving them is holding that energy to you. And it's been holding you back. This is about the forgiveness card. And literally, sometimes it's important to tie a yellow ribbon around that old oak tree. I'm channeling Tony Orlando and Dawn right now. But it's setting reminders for I forgive, and mainly you forgive yourself, because when you forgive others, you get the benefit of also forgiving yourself. Okay, that's everyone.
Yep.
So, great blessings to you. We'll do this again Monday night. Thank you. Love you all very much. Have a great night.